Hello and welcome to Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. I'm your host, Rebekah Benton. North Carolina Cooperative Extension is comprised of two land-grant universities, NC State University and NC A&T State University. We are located in all 100 counties, including the koala boundaries. Now today, my special guest is Meleah Evers. Meleah, welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm so glad to be here with you today.
So what are we doing today? What are we learning? This looks really fun.
This is probably my kids' favorite thing to make on their own. So we're going to be making chicken and cheese quesadillas with your salsa that you make, fresh made salsa that you have, and we're going to cook that up on our quesadilla maker. But if you don't have a quesadilla maker at your house, don't worry, you can do this in a skillet or a fry pan pretty easily. So the first thing that you have to have, of course, is your tortillas. You can use wheat tortillas, corn tortillas, flour tortillas, whichever is your preference, and they come in a various number of sizes.
So if I'm trying to be healthy and use those whole grain tortillas.
You can use the whole wheat tortillas if that's what you like, or if you prefer corn over flour. That's totally up to your taste preferences. So I'm going to do two, since our quesadilla maker can house like a whole one, but like I said, if you don't have the quesadilla maker, you can do these in halves, so you can just put your ingredients on half.
Yeah, I've done those in summer camps with my kids before, and we'll do half and have them to fold it over, and then they'll cut it up into little triangles.
Yeah. So this is like the equivalent to a grilled cheese sandwich if you just do the cheese quesadillas, but we're going to be jazzing ours up a little bit.
All right. It looks like you got some jalapenos over there too. I like hot stuff. So.
Yes, yes. And you can do these with any number of ingredients that you might have on hand, or you can do them as plain as you care to do. But like I said, we're going to jazz ours up a little bit.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is, I'm going to take this spoon right here and put about 1/4 of a cup of our, and I'm going to actually place it on our maker over here so I don't make a mess when I'm transferring. But I just cook this chicken on the George Foreman grill, and you can shred it up and put it in your refrigerator and keep it there, for a couple of days, so your kids can make quesadillas, or you can make quesadillas for them, fairly easy. And your stuff's kind of already pre-cooked. Or you can, buy a rotisserie chicken and
you could probably use canned chicken if that's all you had on hand too, couldn't you?
Yeah, you could probably do canned chicken if that's, what you have on hand. It's not my favorite, but, you can use it in a pinch. So I've got the chicken spread around, and we have some Mexican blend cheese, or Mexican style cheese. So it has cheddar, Monterey Jack. I can't pronounce that other kind of cheese in there. I'm just going to kind of spread that around on there.
Well, if I was a cheese connoisseur, I could probably tell you the name of it, but yeah, I'm with you there.
I don't know. Asadero, maybe?
Maybe.
Okay, sorry. Anyway, it's just a Mexican blend cheese. You can really use anything you have. That's just the one my kids like. And on this, we're going to also add some of your yummy
So earlier
salsa.
Last week I made a fresh made salsa.
Yes.
This is not a week old. It was just, this was just the recipe we did last week.
You made it
And so we
again.
used this same recipe to use for the salsa.
Yes. So this is mixed with the corn and black bean salsa. You can just do plain salsa. You can use jar salsa. This salsa is the bomb.
It is. And you get a load of vegetables in that salsa.
Right. So maybe you can, if your kids don't like vegetables, maybe this is a good way to kind of sneak it in there. You can also saute maybe some onions or spinach and put it in there with your chicken and cheese.
Good.
Totally up to you. They can kind of become whatever you would like for them to be. And I'm going to, here.
Did you loosen it up for me?
I did. We're going to spice these up a little bit with a few jalapeno slices, so we're going to make these extra spicy today.
I have to talk about jalapenos for just a minute, because I found, and I had never tried them, we have a chili recipe in here, and I have never put jalapenos in chili before, like those type of jalapenos, like as a topping.
Ooh.
It was amazing. And I like spicy, but I'm not like too crazy about spicy, but adding that to the chili just bumped it up like
Gave
10
it
notches.
a different
With your
taste.
sour cream and your cheese, it was
Yeah.
awesome.
I meant to bring some sour cream today. That would be really good to put on this as well.
And this would be, like I said, easy after school snack.
Oh, absolutely. Or just a really quick dinner.
Yes.
If you want to do something really quick, especially, if you have ball games and things like that. I mean, 'tis the ball game season. So I'm just going to kind of mash that down and let that cook for a few seconds. And then it'll actually give us our triangle shapes on the top, so you'll know exactly where to cut those.
Cute.
And like I said, it's a healthy, delicious, quick snack or meal for you and your family. And you have your vegetables in there with the salsa, so it's kind of a one-pot wonder, you can call it.
That's true. Now, I've used this programming like in my cooking classes. Now, what particular, and these will be with some of my camps. I could do a farm to fork camp during the usually in August, so this will be our 3rd annual one coming up this year in August. I'm super excited about it. Now, what are some other ways or other places that you've used this recipe programming-wise?
We've done the Cook Smart, Eat Smart program, and we've done the chicken and spinach quesadillas, I think was the one that we had in our Cook Smart, Eat Smart program. And so it's a little bit different than the one that you have in your program. And then we, I think, is this the Steps to Health, or is this
I think that is the Expanded Food Nutrition Education
So we also
recipe.
have this recipe in our Steps to Health program that we do mainly with the senior center. So we've done, I don't think we've done the actual recipe for the quesadillas, but they give the book with that recipe in it.
Well, like I said, it's very popular with the kids. Like, they're like, they have that look on their face, like, I don't really want this. But then, like, when they taste it or they cook it and they try it, they're like, it's amazing. And
Yes.
I get a lot of parents that have called back and say, my kids love that recipe. They make it all the time after school, or they make it here or there. So.
Yeah, it's something really easy that they can make, kind of on their own if you don't, you're not there with them, standing or, at home with them at the time. Depending if they're a little bit older, I guess you could say, or if it's a senior living at home alone, it's a good way for them to have like a real simple, easy dish to make. But you're not cooking a whole lot, but you have everything, your protein and your dairy and your vegetables and stuff all in one.
That's true.
One dish, and it's not. Too much.
Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit about safety-wise for using George Foreman's, or the quesadilla maker. So, what are some things, if I have one of these, I want to watch out for, like heat-wise, stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean, the top, they can get a little hot, so you want to make sure, you have a towel or maybe a hot mitt to kind of help handle that so you're not getting burned on that. And that's pretty much it. When it's plugged in, it is on. So just making sure that, you unplug it after you get finished and stuff like that. So it's not a hazard.
Right. So if I'm using it on my own, or if I'm allowing my kids to use it, just make sure they're following those safety rules of unplugging it when you're done, making sure they're not touching the top of it, and definitely not the inside of it.
Right,
Because
because
that's
it is
definitely
all
going to be
hot. So let's take a look and see how this thing is starting to look.
It's starting to get browned
up.
Yes.
I'm going to kind of mash it down a little bit and let it kind of mark our lines a little better.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, I hear the sizzle now.
Yeah, it's probably
You know when it sizzles, it's starting to get good.
Yeah, it's probably some of our juices coming out when I mash it there.
My mom has one of those, and she's bought me a quesadilla maker. I don't use it as often as she uses hers, but when she would go to, like, they have potlucks, she would bring all the ingredients to make quesadillas and make quesadillas for people at potlucks.
Yeah, so like I said, this is a already done kind of deal where you just you can cut it with a pizza cutter, or you can cut it with a knife. It's probably easier for your
it's
kids
delicious.
to, use like a pizza cutter to do this. And then just kind of cut on the lines here. But like I said, my kids probably use my quesadilla maker more than I do. And I have one at the office that's a little bit smaller than that one, so I do have to use the smaller quesadillas with that one instead of the I think those are, what
Where are
like
these at?
80-inch probably.
Yeah, these are large tortillas.
Yeah.
So, and it says one tortilla would be one serving, so this would actually be enough for two
Two
people.
yeah.
Yeah, so you could cook this and then half it.
Right.
Or if you got teenagers, they may eat.
The whole thing. Yeah, my oldest son would probably eat the whole thing. Me and my youngest son can share.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, would you like to?
Sure. Let's try it out. Let's see here. Is it super hot?
It is a little warm, so be careful.
Oh, it is warm.
And droopy.
Mm-hmm. It is really good. Really good. I would suggest letting it cool a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it is. Yeah, I will let it cool just a little bit down a little bit, but it is so good,
and it is really hot too.
I just thought chicken and cheese, and that cheese, as you can see, it's still smoking. So the cheese is really melty. So like I said, it just needs to cool down just a little bit. But that quesadilla maker does the trick on that. And like I said, if you have a skillet, just do half and fold it over. It is successful. So anything going on programmatic-wise coming up for this summer? So I know it's, it'll be July right now, so.
Yes, I'm going to be helping, of course, with the 4-H farm to fork camps and different little camps that we have going on where we will be doing some cooking and different activities. So I'll be helping with those. I'm finishing up the Med Instead of Meds with the George Henry White Center. And we are going to be looking at doing some youth cooking camps there in August. So call the George Henry White Center and see if you can maybe get in on those. I'm not sure how they're going to advertise those, but probably on their website. And see about getting in on those because we've had very, very good time doing the Cook Smart, Eat Smart, and then the Med Instead of Meds. We're about halfway finished with that now. But like I said, we will be wrapping those up probably the first part of July and getting ready to do the kids' programs in August.
Okay. Now, if I made this recipe, and let's say it was going to be a while for my family got home, could this be stored?
Sure. Yeah, you can put these in the fridge and maybe just heat them up in the air fryer. Probably the best way, so that way it will kind of crisp up and not kind of wilt when you put it in the microwave. But you can heat it up either way. Or you can just kind of construct them and get them right ready to put on the George Foreman grill, stick them in the fridge, and then get them right ready to put on the George Foreman grill instead of cooking them. And then putting them up, but
right. So definitely you could use your leftovers for lunch.
Yeah, you know, or if you had say leftover chicken or cooked, you know, did a batch cooking of chicken and had that available for different recipes. You know, you could cook that and keep it stored in the refrigerator, so that way you can kind of construct and have different things to put together throughout the week, or your kids to have things to put together throughout the week.
That is wonderful. Now, is there anything else you want to share with us today? Anything going on or anything about nutrition?
Well, like I said, you know, this is a great one-pot wonder because you have your grain. You can do your whole grain tortillas if you like to do those, or corn tortillas. You've got your dairy with the cheese in there. You've got certainly your variety of colors of fruits and vegetables, or vegetables in this dish. You have your protein. And so this, like I said, this meal encompasses all of those food groups that you want to get in, maybe except for fruit.
Except for fruit, right.
But,
so you can add some fruit on the side.
You can have some fruit on the side.
Maybe some mango salsa
or some blueberries.
Yeah, you can go simple.
Yeah. You can make it simple, or you can, you know, do it fancy if you wanted to make some kind of fruity salsa. Those are really good. I really like the pineapple and the mango salsas. Those are delicious. And if you have any questions about how to make your own salsas and things like that, they can certainly call the office and we can get them recipes and some tips on how to do those.
Yep, that's true. And if you're interested in having Meleah out to do some programs with your, what are some different places you program with, or you can look?
I can travel anywhere. Certainly, if you have a group. Excuse me, my nose is being athletic this morning. If you have a group, like at a church or a community center, I can certainly go out and help do a program, especially if there's a group that's already there.
Okay.
I do like to have about 5 people, so it doesn't have to be a huge or large group for me to go out and work with them. But
And you can do meds. What is it called?
yeah, that's
Tell me your name of your
Medicine
program.
Meds. Cook Smart, Eat Smart. We can do any kind of food preservation if you
Okay.
wanted to do like jams or jellies or any kind of little, just even an overall kind of class on how to do canning and food preservation. We can do those as well.
Okay. All right. Well, Meleah, thank you so much for being with us today. Everyone, thank you for watching Spotlight North Carolina Cooperative Extension. If you need to get a hold of us, you can always call us at 910-640-6605. See you next time.